Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another exciting tutorial with UXmate. Today we are going to get started with Blender. Definitely it is not part of UX design workflow, but you should be aware of multiple tools which are being used in the multimedia industry. And Blender is not the only tool in the multimedia. Definitely there are lots of other tools as well, but Blender is kind of open source and a freeware tool which has amazing powers. It has great potential. You can use this in motion graphics and 3D animation, in VFX. Even you can use this in the design industry as well, where you can create 3D icons. Not necessarily that would be useful, but there might be some websites where you would like to work on let's say virtual reality, or websites where you have to show the 3D artwork. So in that case you can go ahead with Blender and use this tool. So let's get started with it, and let's see how to download the Blender. So in this video I'll be mostly covering how to download and install Blender on a Mac OS or on a MacBook Pro, and then I'll be just showing you a couple of settings which are basically required to work on a laptop. And then from next video onwards we will be starting with the basics of the Blenders, and we'll slowly go into the details of the Blender. Okay, so what I have did is just on the Google I have searched for the Blender, and you can see blender.org or blender.org. So you can just go to their website and you can explore what it is, what are the new features they are launching. Yeah, if you want to if you are from the development background and if you want to support, you can go ahead and check into their repository and maybe collaborate in the code. But yes, basically if you see, you will be finding the entire details about the Blender, and what are the different use cases or uses which we can do with the Blender. So now let's get started with the download. So I'll click on download Blender button. It will basically ask me which version of the Blender which you want to download. I'm specifically working on the Mac, which is Apple Silicon, not the Intel chip. So make sure when you are choosing the dedicated version, make sure you are selecting the proper version. And if you are doing it for the Windows, Linux or any other OS, from this drop down you can choose which OS you want. So basically when you go to the website, it automatically detects your operating system, and based on that it will ask you which version for the specific OS you want to download. And if you want to download for something else, you can definitely go ahead in this drop down and select which specific version which you want. So in our case we are going ahead with the Blender for Mac OS Apple Silicon, and I'll just download this. So my download is started, so it will ask me, okay, sorry, allow. So yes, so our download is now complete. So what we'll be doing now will be starting with the installation of this. So I'll just locate this installer and double click on it. It will open me the Mac OS installer. You just have to drag and move it on the applications folder, and that's all. Your Blender will be installed. Okay, so now you can check if it is installed. Okay, it is installed now. It won't take much time, guys, because it is very lightweight tool. Okay, so first time it will take some time to load all the resources, and it's done. Now you will be seeing this splash screen when you open the Blender first time, and where it is asking you to do a quick setup. So where basically you can choose which language you would be using. I definitely will go ahead with the English. Then you can choose which shortcuts which you want to go ahead with, because Blender has its own shortcut keys, and then industry compatible, as in you can probably if you're coming from Maya or 3ds Max, the shortcut keys are slightly different in those tools, but you can choose which way you want to go ahead. If you're starting fresh with the Blender, I would suggest keep the default settings. This is something where you may choose what exactly you want to do with the space bar. Let's keep it play, because when you're doing animations, right, it is very handy to just hit the space bar and you can play and preview your animation. And theme is your personal choice. You can go ahead with the dark gray, the Maya theme. So there are lots of options in the theme, but let's go ahead with the Blender dark itself. Okay, on next page this won't be like the setup won't be again and again. It is just going to be one time thing. Once you are done with the setup, basically it will ask you to how you want to get started with it. So this is kind of a splash screen which Blender opens every time when we open the Blender. So where you can select general if you are going to start with a 3D modeling workflow. If you're doing 2D animation, you can go ahead with 2D animation. For sculpting, you can go ahead with the sculpting, and VFX, video editing, and rest of the things. You may just click on general and get started with it, or you may simply click outside of this box, and it will just close this splash screen, and you will be starting with the default mode, which is 3D modeling. Okay, and now in this video we will not go ahead into the each and every sections of the Blenders. We'll be having a separate video for that. It was more specifically on how to download and install it, but we will just do some basic setups which we won't be needing to do them again and again. And before that, I'll just quickly walk you through what do we have here. Definitely I'll be covering it in the next video as well. But yes, basically each and every sections or the windows which you are seeing on the workspace on the Blender, we call them as editors. Okay, so you may adjust the editor width, and you may dog them, and you may shuffle them, and you may adjust their positions. All those things you can do, which you can do in any other tools as well. So nothing fancy here. And what I would suggest, guys, if you're a beginner with 3D modeling, then I would suggest go ahead and play some 3D games, or watch some 3D animated movies, because that will help you to familiarize yourself with 3D animation. I would say play first person games where you can walk into the 3D environment, and you can see how the 3D environment looks like. It is just something what we have in the real life as well. Okay, but yes, it basically helps a lot if you play some games to familiarize yourself with 3D environment, and definitely those should be 3D games, not the 2D or 2.5D games. Okay, so when you start with the Blender, you will be seeing a cube and one light, point light, and one camera here. Okay, so this is going to be your rendering camera, and you'd be having a menu bar. You'd be having quick tools on the right hand side, on the left hand side. On the right hand side, you have two editors where you can see basically you can navigate through your scenes from this inspector window, and then you have this properties panel where you can change the properties for selection, and you can modify different nodes of the selected object. Okay, so as I said, we'd be just doing a couple of settings here. So go to the edit and hit on preferences. Okay, in the preferences, and guys, this setting is only applicable if you are using Blender on a laptop, specifically on MacBooks, or where you don't have number pads, and your mouse doesn't have 3 buttons, so you can cheat on these things. If you're using on Mac, I would not say you don't even need to go ahead with a mouse which has 3 buttons, because your trackpad is going to do all the gestures for you. So no worries. Go to the input. Okay, and in the input you have to basically choose what way you want to go. So there are 2 options in the input for the keyboard. You don't have to do anything here, just select the first, emulate numpad. So what it will do is whenever you hit your numbers on the laptop, which are your primary number pad, not the dedicated number buttons. If you have an external keyboard connected to your laptop, you don't have to do this setting, because you'd be having dedicated number pad as well as the number keys. So in my case, I also have external wireless keyboard, which I probably can skip this setting as well, but I'm just showing you for you guys. And then if you want to go ahead with a 3-button mouse, emulate 3-button mouse, you can go ahead with it, where your alt basically alt or option button is going to be your simulator for the middle mouse click. So when you hit the alt button or option button, it basically toggles between your left click is going to be your third button itself. But yes, I would say you can skip this, because on the MacBook specifically, because they have a good gestures on their trackpad itself, and you can do all the navigations. You can pinch to zoom, and you can use shift to pan around, and basically you can just move your mouse with 2 fingers, and you can basically navigate around the 3D workspace. Okay, so yes, I guess that's all. I would restrict myself in this video, because Blender is a huge tool, and it has a lot of possibilities, so I don't want to rush on it. So we'll go step by step, and we'll try to learn each and every aspect, and I'd be focusing on how to use Blender rather than how to model a specific object in the Blender. In that case, it becomes very difficult to apply the logic to any other models if you are a beginner. So we will be going ahead, and we'll be exploring why we are doing something to do the specific models in the Blender. Okay, so I hope you would be enjoying this exciting journey in the 3D world, and meanwhile, if you haven't checked our other videos on UX design, Figma, and animations in the Figma, definitely go ahead and check those on our channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon next to it, so it will keep you posted with all our upcoming videos, and you'll be notified whenever we upload something. And apart from that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, because that like button motivates us to create such amazing content for you. And don't forget to add your doubts in the comments, because we'll be trying our best to solve your problems. So yep, till then, keep watching, keep learning, keep designing. Have a good day. Bye.